Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Driving and Talking. As you can see, I once again do not have a guest with me today, but I wanted to keep up with the weekly posts, so I thought I'll do another solo episode. So, I thought today would be a good time to talk about something that annoys me regularly, and I'll probably bring it up with other guests as well. Is stupid speed limits. You know how when speed limits are not appropriate depending on the road, therefore it really annoys me, because then you can get pulled over for speeding in an area where you should be doing that speed. I'm not saying the speed limit should be 120 or 130, but speed limits should be, set accordingly. For example, in our city, Delhi, India, the standard speed limit for city roads is 50 kph. Now, in a normal traffic circumstance, I'd say that's fair enough. But as soon as the roads open up a bit and traffic thins out, you can easily do 60, 65. Now, I'm okay with the 60 kph speed limit in the city roads. But then, if the road and this, the area around it changes, so should the speed limit in that zone, right? Like, I can get if a residential area has a speed limit of 30 kph, makes sense. Main roads in Delhi have a speed limit of 60 kph, makes sense. But what really bugs me, do you know the D&D flyway, which is an express route that connects Noida to Delhi? The speed limit on that flyway is 70 kph. 70 on a flyway. Genius, Delhi police. Absolute genius. I mean, 70. You do 70 in the extreme left lane as a slow driver on the flyway. The whole purpose of a flyway is to save commuter time, because it cuts, avoids all city roads, and it's like an express bridge that connects these two, city towns, like to the Noida to Delhi and Delhi to Noida. And on that, you set the speed limit at 70. And you don't need to. Okay, you can easily have a speed limit, say 90, which means even to 100, 105, it's still okay. But 70, man, seriously. And not just dumb speed limits, it's the fact that you don't implement your own rules because you know that's dumb. So the traffic cops, they sit at the odd hours of the day, say around between 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. They'll put a barrier on the D&D and find guys and pull over people who are doing more than 70 or 80. Now, on the same road, in the morning in rush hour traffic and at night at rush hour traffic, everybody is doing 80 to 90 kph, and then nobody implements it because everybody knows that the 70 kph rule is not a smart rule. It's inappropriate for the road. I'm kind of happy, and I'm just surprised and happy that the speed limit on the expressway, the Noida Expressway, which is I think comes under UP management, they've been smart enough to recognize that it's an expressway, it's a freeway, so the speed limit should be according, and it is according. The speed limit for cars is 100 kph, which is a very fair speed limit for that kind of road, But seriously, D&D with 70 kph. And here's the ultimate one. Okay, the Barapola flyover, which is sort of like an express route from one part of Delhi to another part of Delhi, because it goes overhead all the town areas and has no blockages or intersections as such. The speed limit sign on that road is 50 kph on an express elevated road. 50. I mean, I know speed limits are meant to protect us, but then you're just encouraging people to break the law, and then you're creating a situation where people have to break the law because the law is dumb. Doesn't make sense. Why would somebody do 50 kph on an expressway? on an express. It's not even an expressway, it's an express road. And it already has speed breakers in the middle of it at some point. I mean, isn't that bad enough? Jeez. I was saying that ways I really appreciate that the expressway, not a expressway, has a speed limit which makes sense, aka 100 kph, because even if you do less than that, it's fine. And you don't usually need to do more than that. It makes perfect sense. Indian highways. On the Indian highway, which I don't know in which category does it fall as a highway, because they have towns, they have townships, they have intersections on it, so it's not really that much of a highway. Most Indian highways, the speed limit in most places, if you see the sign, is 60. Yeah, our highways / freeways have speed limit of 60 kilometers per hour. Whoop-de-fucking-do. It's one of those things. Why doesn't somebody just use common sense? And they say because people can't handle the speed and cars are not safe. Well, then change the rules for safety regulations and change the way people get licenses. I mean, it's tough enough. And it's not because it's difficult to clear the driving test. It's difficult for you to get government authorities to move efficiently so that they do your paperwork. Have a thorough driving test. Make sure that people who are getting licenses know how to drive. In which case, most people won't. But that will make it easier for everybody else on the road. Then you don't need to have dumb laws. And also safety regulations. Speed limit is set according to the braking distance of whatever the vehicle they pick as a sort of form of measuring the norms, right? We could say the demo vehicle they select. Most people would probably have this kind of car or car with this kind of abilities, driving, engine abilities and braking abilities they use for testing is probably rubbish, which is why they have dumb speed rules, because the car is supposed to stop from a certain speed within a certain distance. Now, if you pick a bad car, with poor brakes, it'll take a long distance to stop or come to a halt from even a slow speed. So my suggestion is pick a better vehicle, or ensure that all vehicles should be able to stop from a certain speed within a certain distance. Okay, and that will allow you to make speed limits more appropriate and accurate. Nobody listens to the smart guys. Everybody has to take everybody in account. We have to listen to this guy, we have to listen to that guy's complaint, we have to listen to the rickshaws and cycle wallahs on the road, because they also use the road, and if people are zooming around on that, and if they get hit, then they would probably die, in which case the simple response should be, don't come in the way of the motorists. Stay in your lane, we'll stay in our lane. These little things annoy me. I mean, these little simple things that are so observably wrong, that can be fixed with simple ideas, logical solutions. That way, you don't necessarily have to change the rule. As somebody would say, somebody can change how people perceive the rule. It should work, but I'm open to suggestions. Alright fellas, this is it for this episode. I will catch up with you on another episode with a guest soon, and I shall upload that as soon as it happens. So stay tuned for more episodes.